eat it with.
Some people you can use it on rice.
Oh yeah, you can eat it with rice. And if it's too hot, after you finish cooking it and it's still too spicy for you, you can always put, you can eat it with a little bit sour cream on the side. You can eat it with cottage cheese to make it milder and still maintain the flavor. Cabbage, yeah. I mean, we're gonna do a whole lot of mostly vegetarian dishes as we, do more videos that you can experiment with. And also, I mean, give us your comments and ask questions. We'd be more than happy to answer them and cook more of the things that you want to do. We just started out with an easy one because this is the ingredients that go in here are the most common and the easiest to find. Therefore, we started with this. But eventually we're gonna be making dorowet and alicha and gomen and so many wonderful things.
I have here 3.5 cups of water.
Okay, did you hear that? She has 3.5 cups of water, and eventually, once we put the lentils in, we'll put the bigger portion. But until then, just so it does not stick, you can take a little bit out and just use it to simmer while it's cooking already. Can you hear that? That's the sound of deliciousness. I think we should stir this one, Mia.
Now the onion is cooked, is soft. We're about to put the lentil.
Okay, so you see how creamy it has become. So once it gets to that consistency, then you can put in the lentils. And there's no ceremonious way to do it, as you can see. Ploop. That's it. And you just mix it well. You mix it very well with the onions. So every bit is covered and mixed together with the onions and the berberin and everything else that has gone in there.
Once the lentil is in, you have to keep stirring it, otherwise it sticks.
Unless you have a non-stick pot.
Even with the non-stick, you really have to keep stirring it every now and then.
Yeah, and does the heat stay the same way, Mia?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to keep stirring, is what she's saying. And when does the water go? How long do you keep it with the lentils before you put the water? Okay, but not
Cooks a little bit. Let the lentil to cook a little bit, and then you'll see the difference. The onion sauce will start disappearing, and just the lentil will start to show.
Without the water?
The moisture cooks it, and then we'll put the water and let it simmer a little bit. Put the curd. I didn't put salt up to now. I'll put at the end half a teaspoon of salt, but you can put to your taste the salt. For me, it might be enough, but for other people, it may not be enough. The salt is always to your taste. You can put the salt to your taste.
As much or as little as you want. Mia, those are nice earrings. Very nice.
Don't let it dry out.
Looks delicious. This reminds me of my friend Laura. Remember, this is her favorite dish? Yeah. I bet she has a few tricks up her own sleeves too. I'm gonna have to ask her, because I'd like to say, if I did not teach her, at least I've contributed to the knowledge that she has now on how to make Misir Wat. And she talks about it all the time. But she's my one non-Ethiopian but Ethiopian friend that I have. I mean, among many, but she's She's the one who told me about the Atlanta farmers market having all these Ethiopian ingredients. So, you know, in the meantime, while we're letting this cook, do you want to show them the injera? Okay. Okay, so this is the injera, the bread that we normally eat it with. It's made. It's normally made from teff flour, but how do you make yours, Mia?
Ours has got some barley, teff, and a little bit self-rising.
Yeah, and it's there's so many different recipes out for this, and it will be another show when we try to make the injera. But I just wanted to show you that how we'll be eating it once it's ready. But this would be the injera that we eat it with. It has it's not sweet. It's more. It really is a very neutral taste, and it has a pancake-like consistency and softness. Now we're back to the sauce. You see, and you can't leave it too long without stirring because it will stick. So,
Especially lentil.
yeah. It's especially lentil related issue, my mom points out. But I think we're ready to put the water in. Yeah, okay. So we're just gonna put the rest of the water. That's we started out with 3.5 cups. So this would be whatever is left over. You know, truthfully, let me tell you from my little experience, and I'm sure my mom would probably concur with this. If you put too much water for, you know, by mistake or for whatever reason, you just let it simmer a little longer with the top open, and it will, you know, some of it will evaporate, and then it would still go back to being the thickness or the consistency that you would want it to be. You generally don't want this to be too runny, but it would still be edible even if it is. I can attest to that because I've had some that turned out that way. But the consistency that you want it is not as hard as porridge and not as runny as soup. So, and in between those two comparisons. See where it is now? It's actually a pretty nice consistency. It might need a little bit. Yeah, I might need a little water. So let me get some for my mom. We're gonna add a little bit more that she said we should. Yeah. And then you can, you know, I was gonna say play it by ear, but that wouldn't be the case. Play it by vision, more like it. But you could just look at it and see. There's no exact science to cooking, in my opinion. It's probably why. Salt and cardamom.
Some people put the salt with the onion. I usually put it
At the end?
Okay.
Oh, and here the garlic powder.
This is the garlic powder. Especially if you use paprika, the garlic powder will enhance the taste.
And now you
let it
just
simmer out for another 5 to 10 minutes, and then it will be ready to eat.
It smells delicious. I know I've been saying that the whole time, but I wish I could just, you know, show that.
Yeah, get the smell.
One day I'll come up with that. When we say live on camera, then you really will experience it live, meaning like if it's a sporting event, the ball would actually bounce and hit you on your head and you can smell things. I know. I know. But I'd like to be the one who invents that, you know? Okay. We'll just, we'll wait for this to finish, and then we'll let you see the final product and how we would serve it, just so you have an example. Okay, now this would be the finished product. As you can see, it has the It has perfect consistency. It's not too thick. It's not too runny. Yeah, and you turn the heat down on low so it could just continue to simmer. And you can see that the lentils have expanded. They look bigger than when we put them in there. So, and they're soft and mushy. And to show you how it's served, my mom's gonna dish it out on some injera.
Our hands. So
Yeah, wash your hands and get ready.
that's what we're going to do.
Looks very good. The amount of sauce you put per injera or per anything, per any of the bread that you use, it is really up to your taste. There's no rule about that.
Like we do it in our country. A gursha.
Yeah, please make it cooler because it will be. It's not just gonna be spicy hot, but it's also going to be hot, which I really. Wow, man.
It's really good.
It really is good. Wow.
Well, you are invited for dinner.
You know, in this one, I want to point out that we didn't put butter, ghee, which is what we use, the clarified butter. But if you do have that, and one day, of course, we'll show you how to make the clarified butter also. It will make the berbere milder and taste it a slightly different taste. To me, it will enhance the taste. Also, the injera, you can find that in a lot of Ethiopian restaurants in your area or Ethiopian markets in your area. They sell ready-made, ready-to-eat injera. It has a slightly short shelf life. Wouldn't you say 2 weeks maybe in the fridge?
No, in the fridge.
In the fridge, I think
Outside it stays 1 day or 2.
Yeah, it 1 or 2 days on the shelf, and really the most 2 weeks in your refrigerator. So if you get a whole pack, which generally it holds, I think, anywhere from 7 to 10 pieces, you can use the amount that you need and freeze the rest of it and just defrost it, as you're ready to use it, because it really doesn't have too long of a shelf life. But and this is how you make delicious Misir Wat. And thank you so much for joining us. And please keep commenting and letting us know what you want to learn how to make. And then we'll grow together. Thank you.